Hey guys, welcome back to Open It Play. This is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends X-Men Angel figure. This one came out not too long ago, but it got down to a cheaper price here in Japan. Now it's really overpriced. It's sitting at 20,000 yen, so I think that's about $120 already. It's absolutely crazy. But when I bought it, I think it was what, five or 6,000. So that would make it about $40. May not sound like a steal to American people, but for international buyers in Japan, it was one of the cheaper prices I could find it at. So, as far as this guy goes, there are two versions of Angel's costume that look similar to this. One of them has, I believe, more like an X logo, and the other one is very similar to this. It's just with blue colors instead of red colors. But I'm not really like a super Angel fan, but I do like the character since he's a founding member of the X-Men. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of investment into Angel. I think he's one of my brother's favorite characters. But I always thought his powers, while really cool, sort of don't stand up to the test of time. It's like, wow, somebody can fly, but now it doesn't really work as well as it did in maybe the 60s. But obviously, flight is a very good power. Oh, this doesn't come out. Okay, we'll get him out of the box and take a look at him straight out. He does come with alternate hands and an alternate head, as well as his wings, which are not really an accessory. They're absolutely vital to the character. But we'll pop these guys out and take a look at his accessories first. Try to get some views on the wings so we can admire the details. Okay, for his alternate hands, these are the open palm hands, and they are, I don't know, kind of big. They look a little bit big compared to some Marvel Legends hands, but I think it's pretty good size for a typical male figure. They do have horizontal hinges, and we also have this alternate head sculpt, which I think is done pretty well. It's got kind of these little flappy pieces, and man, that would be really annoying if I were wearing that. But depending on where the light reflects, it looks a little funky on this part. But I believe the paint is clean. Yeah, the paint is clean, except for just a teeny bit. Just a moment. It's gonna be too close to focus on. There's just a teeny bit here. I think you can see above his eyebrow where they missed a spot. I might be able to fill that in by myself pretty easily. But anyways, a little kind of smiling head. Okay, and then the back of the package just looked like that. Sorry, it's too far away to get much of a view. Just a typical Marvel Legends thing. And the wings themselves look like this. They do have a wash and what appears to be some dry brushing. I don't know, maybe it's simply dry brushing, but it does look pretty good overall for the level of detail. But let's get them, let's get them out. It's a hard click. Get them out so we can see what they look like. So this is one wing. I think you can see the detail. If I use my thingamajig, so you can see a lot of these are painted white. There are little gaps between. As far as the gaps go, it's not really specific, but they are on a slightly lower part for the most part, the little unpainted gaps. Okay, and then the wings will fold out, and they look pretty nice folded out. That's the outstretched wing there. Okay, and on the back too, we have a little bit of extra white for this part, I guess, to sort of show the thickness of the feathers in that area. But I'm more of an Archangel guy myself because that just kind of boosts his powers. But here's the other wing in case you wanted to see. Yeah, these feel like nice and sturdy wings. The sad thing is I don't think these will work with my old Archangel. tempted to buy a new one, but I just don't care about the character enough to justify it. I'll stick with my old Archangel for most of my displays. But okay, and then here he is, and we'll pop him out. He does have some major real estate missing in the back where those two big holes for his wings go. Okay, and then the figure himself, we'll take a look at his posability without the wings real quick. Okay, so head is on a hinge and a ball joint. It's probably a good setup for a flying character because you can get him to look really up very simply. I'm not saying it's impossible with a dumbbell joint, but it may be relatively simple to do this way. But okay, he's got no butterfly joints, probably because the engineering for this, engineering for this would make it very hard to do a butterfly joint. I don't think it's impossible, but I think it is hard. Okay, the arms will hinge up past 90. He's got his bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows that will get you back all the way you need, I think. This part looks particularly sloppy. This is really disappointing. You got this flat white plastic and then you got the white paint, but they didn't put enough layers, so it looks dramatically different when you see it. From the front, I think it's harder to see, but from here, it's just, wow, really obvious, right? I mean, you can even see the bubble where the paint didn't fit into the crack, so it's still red inside there. But anyways, his not ankles, his wrists will hinge horizontally also for this default part out of the package. Okay, moving on. I think this is probably the Vulcan buck, if I had to guess. I'm not an expert on it yet, but hinge back that far, forward like that. Forward looks more natural if you ask me, but back he's got what appears to be like something coming out of the front of his torso, maybe a chest burster from Alien or something, but it's down in his tummy. Okay, he's got our usual torso twist, waist cut. Okay, ankles, hips will go up that far, out to the sides. I really got to remember my out to the sides. Sometimes I forget. Out to the sides that far, pretty good. Better than most Spider-Man. He's got a thigh cut that's functional, but it feels a little bit gooey almost. Hopefully that doesn't get worse as the summer heat gets worse, but I'm afraid it will. Okay, his lower knee is really hard to bend. Okay, yeah, like that far. Depends on how you move it. Whoops, the plastic popped. Okay, he does have a boot cut, and he does have ankles that will hinge back that far, forward this far, and you do have ankle pivot. Okay, moving on, let's add his wings. If we can get his legs straightened out here. I'll peg in the wings. This should be the back of the wing, so it should go here. Is that okay? Maybe that's all the way they go. They don't really snap in; they just slide in more. I thought it was gonna do a satisfying click, but it doesn't really do that. Okay, but wow, they do look pretty good on him when you get him all lined up. Obviously, the wings are quite heavy. Might have to put his arms forward, see if I can balance him out. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it from such a simple action. We can hinge his wings forward more to sort of help him balance. But come on. Okay. Something like that. And it's totally out of focus. I'm sorry, guys. Always. I guess it was locked in. Okay, we'll see what his height measures to the top of his noggin. It's going to be kind of hard to get this measurement, so I'm going to see how I can do this. Let's see, one more try. Go in from the side maybe. Around. Okay, around here. Yay, it focused. Okay, so he's standing over 6.5 inches. Is that right? It's just kind of hard to believe. I'll measure him again off camera, just really fast. Not over 6.5, but yeah, about 6.5. So it is pretty close. So he's kind of taller than what I thought he was going to be. If we fold in the wings to have him standing sort of at attention with his wings down, he's going to look like this, and he's not going to be in the middle. Okay, and he's still not going to be in the middle. Okay, and he's not going to be in focus. Okay, anyways, thank you guys for joining me. This is not exactly a deluxe figure, but it is called deluxe because it has the wings. But yeah, it's decent, but they should have spent more money on the paints to make those whites match. They needed more layers. I would say the same thing goes for his boot area. This part could have been better blended, and really just sculpt that little lip. They've done it on a few characters, but they almost never do it. They just put the paint. But if you just sculpted that little lip on the boot, it would look so much better and so much higher quality. I mean, you could say the same thing for the arms, but with the arms, you do want it to be like a skin tight appearance in a way that, I don't know, it seems like more logical to do with the boots, but what do I know? Okay, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. F ice, F any Snazzies that are living in your neck of the woods. Bye for now.